Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're a family of 15. 4 humans, the rest are pets. Our channel has grown ever so slightly in the last couple months, and to kick off 2024, we thought we'd ask you if you had questions for us. You certainly did. So let's recap. We live here in northern France, but we're from San Francisco by way of Connecticut, that's me, and Lincoln from New York City. We moved to France in 2019 after starting our search for a chateau in 2017. These are some of the properties we looked at. Some were too big, some needed far too much work. Others were too close to roads, not enough property, no outbuildings, maybe the town was weird, a couple were in flood zones, and some just didn't feel right. But after all of our looking, we put an offer in on this one. But the owners failed to let us know that they had already accepted an offer after we viewed it twice. We were gutted. But finally, on our 4th trip to France, we came upon this chateau, and it came with a cute donkey.
No, they don't use this one.
So it doesn't lock?
It locks from the inside, I guess.
Oh, okay.
They use the kitchen one. So we have another one too.
Oh, you're in. Ta-da!
I don't think we even saw it online.
We saw a picture online. It was sort of like a pocket listing.
Oh, right.
And we received the listing, and it was over what we were prepared to pay. And we said, that's too expensive for us. And she said, oh, well, it's negotiable. So we ended up looking at it while we were here. We made about three or four trips over to France, back and forth, looking at properties.
Right.
Chose this one.
No.
I think you'd be absolutely insane to buy a property sight unseen. Remember the tree guy that came out, and he said he knew a couple who bought a chateau and bought it online. A beautiful place, but what they didn't realize, next door was a pig farm. Nobody seemed to mention that there was a pig farm. They arrived and there was a pig farm right next to their property, which are stinky and messy and probably loud, and so they were stuck with this property. So you have to go and see
of course,
the property. You have to view the area. You have to view it day. You have to view it night. You have to see what the little town is like. You know, does the town have enough money to
to pave the roads?
To pay, yeah. I mean, there's so many little moving parts. You can't just fall in love with a house and say, I'm going to move there. Because we saw quite a few that we really liked, but maybe it was the town, maybe it was the property was too small, the weather, there's so many variables about a property. And this one sort of ticked all the boxes for us. I thought it was a little small.
Small for a chateau.
It is small for a chateau, but thankfully we have the outbuildings that we can turn into extra space. So we don't have the burden of heating a 50-room.
Right, and coming up with other ways to pay the bills.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a big thing too.
It's not really realistic,
No.
to have something really huge.
Over 200,000 euro, but under 2 million euro. So that'll give you a good, you figure it out. The number one question we're asked about, money. We get it. People are curious. We won't go into detail, but we'll tell you we sold our home in San Francisco and paid for the chateau outright. We're not rich yet. Didn't win the lottery. We're just a couple of dorks doing the renovations ourselves because we absolutely love it and save a ton of money. We're constantly learning new skills. Our monthly YouTube earnings are put right back into the renovations. FYI, don't come to Europe and ask someone what they do for a living, how much they make, or how much they paid for anything. It's considered rude and you'll be escorted away and thrown into a hole.
This summer.
And I don't think that's a stretch, unless something horrible happens.
No, I mean, there's a lot of demo, and we need
Yeah.
to replace beams, put in a new floor upstairs, small kitchen and bathroom.
Yeah, it's just finishes.
Fairly basic stuff.
People are a little confused as to the whole kitchen situation, that we started demolishing the kitchen inside of the chateau in preparation for a temporary kitchen in the cottage.
Right, all we've done is remove wallpaper and tile.
Yeah, nothing has been ripped out or anything. It's like the kitchen is fully functioning. It's just, it actually looks a little better now that the wallpaper and tile are
The
down.
wallpaper wasn't the
This
best.
is so horrible. I miss going to the hair salon on a regular basis. As you can see, my hair is, I always throw it in a ponytail. The Japanese man that used to cut my hair, cut and color, he was amazing. So that's the one thing I really miss about the U.S.
I don't know that I really miss anything.
You miss the strip clubs, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Shoving the dollar bills. There's not a whole lot we miss about the U.S. I mean, there's a reason we moved. The slower pace of life. People appreciate little things more. It's not so go, 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 and I bought this fancy car, and can you top that? It's just a totally different way of life, and we love it here.
Oh yeah. People are just low key.
Like you. Low-key Lincoln.
You know, it's funny, even like being at the grocery store. It's almost like you're in a library. People are very polite. It's just the culture here where you're cognizant of getting in other people's way, and being loud is kind of that. You're forcing people to listen to your voice.
Yeah.
So people are very, you do your thing and you see someone you know and you talk a little bit, but mostly just do your thing.
We moved in here in 2019, and I had always thought, well, it'd be fun to sort of document it and for friends and family. And then I ended up, I'd thought about it for quite a while, but didn't have the guts to put ourselves on YouTube because we're not very outgoing people. And this was like a weird leap for us. I think everybody was like, what? Amanda and Lincoln have a YouTube channel? They had drugs. And I'm actually enjoying doing the filming and the editing. I'd much rather not be in front of the camera. We end up doing it, and
You do your thing.
yeah, and you do your thing.
You do you.
You do you, and I'll do me. Does that make sense? And I don't know how much longer we'll end up doing this. We could just burn out and say, oh, screw it, we're done.
When it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly. We'll give it a rest. We've taken to the vet about 5 cats now.
Right.
We still have the cat cam up. We still see Buttercup,
Yeah.
who was our very first one, and we have a fondness for him. But Lincoln came to me the other night and told me about a cat who was outside sitting on the woodpile meowing at him.
I prefaced it with, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but
Because I'm going to be...
Miss Cat Lady.
Do we really need an 8th cat? No.
When I was like here.
Reenact it for me.
I was crouched down.
Okay. We went out to look for it, didn't see it. The next night I went out, she was waiting. Come on. There she is. Oh my God, there she is. Hi. Hi. Look how cute you are. Look how cute you are. Come on, it's warm down here. She's purring. She's like, oh my gosh, She's just so scared of everything. Hello. Pet her. I gave her some extra food. I recognized her from the cat cam. So I believe she's been hanging around for about 6 months now and hasn't been trapped. What are we going to do? We've only known her for like 3 days. So she's very willing to come. This is really fancy food, Kitty. That's it? I was able to lift her up last night to put her on a table to feed her. So I'm thinking I can get her into a carrier.
Without
and then,
too much.
Once the vet is open in a couple of days, we can take her in, check her out, see if she does indeed belong to someone. She could be lost.
Most cats around here are outdoor.
Barn cats.
Or indoor-outdoor, but mostly outdoor.
Yeah. And
even if they're someone's pet.
Right, right. Because some people are like, why would you want a filthy cat inside of your house? I mean, we've gotten comments like that on our blog, like, why do you that's disgusting. Yeah. Why do you have cats inside? There's a black one now who I've just spotted out in the field.
He's a new one.
New one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to trap him or her. Beautiful cat. We did have a GoFundMe, so everyone, thank you for donating.
Yes.
And people often ask us how they can help. We don't have a Patreon. I did start a Buy Me a Coffee, but I've changed it to Buy Me a Bag of Animal Food. So if you want to donate to the animals, that's sort of a good way you can do it. It's right here on in the description or whatever. So if you want to do that, just helping with the medical expenses, that's a way you can do it. But you will have the OnlyFans up soon.
Yes.
Soon after we started the channel, we were approached by several production companies that were trying to develop, I think, a show similar to Chateau DIY, where it was like an ensemble cast where they show people fixing up their chateaus. And we were like, oh, that sounds like fun. You know, they were going to pay us and everything. It wasn't. I don't think the people in Chateau DIY get paid, though. We ended up filming like 3 or 4 of these little interviews, and then they give it to the channels. You know, I guess they put a reel together, and then but nothing came of any of these shows until this last one, which I guess we can talk about, right? Because we don't have a contract anymore.
I don't even remember the details, really.
I know, it's all a blur. We were contacted by this other production company. So they approached us about doing a show just about the 2 of us renovating the chateau. So we ended up filming one of those things where a reel, I don't know what they call it, and you talk about yourself, and it's really awkward. And they had a specific network in mind in the United States, and it was the Magnolia network. We were a little bit excited about it. You know, we had to sign
what's it, a holding?
A holding deal. We had to sign, like, which basically means you can't sign with another company while anybody was
trying to shop this around.
No one was banging on our door anyway, so we were like, why not? So anyway, we were a little excited about that at the prospect, but at the same time, would it be too intrusive in our lives?
Yeah, we didn't really know a lot of details of what they were thinking.
No. They have some decent shows on that network. Yeah. Anyway, Magnolia passed on us.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
A show about nothing. Are you asleep yet?
Yeah. But go ahead and write Magnolia if you want to see us on their network.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason we were thinking of doing it is because it would have given us more exposure for our YouTube channel.
Well, yeah. I've seen a lot of shows on TV where I then found that they had a YouTube channel that they had for a while, and having a show makes you much bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
People know who you are now.
Sure. We'll just continue this. It's not like we wanted to be TV stars or anything, because we're like, you know, I don't know that people would want to watch us on TV. I haven't been recognized.
I was recognized by one person. And he was very nice.
Yeah.
A French gentleman.
Yeah.
Spoke a little English.
That's
I
cool.
was at the store buying a cat scratcher. Go figure, right?
Process was pretty simple.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult.
We have Italian citizenship, so it was just like, all right, come on over.
Yeah, that's
but
like
it was really simple. As far as the pets go, at the time we just had Guava and our cat Kiwi, and they just needed forms filled out by the vet. Quite frankly, when we got to the airport, they didn't even look at the forms. Right. They were just, all right. So
the pets don't do quarantining anymore.
No, so that was easy. It was really quite a simple process. And yeah, we did move our furniture from, it was an international shipping company, and that, we had a lot of things broken because the guys packed a lot of it.
Some of the packers were really good, and some were not good at all.
But I ended up packing the most delicate things myself, and everything came over here unscathed.
Right. I can't think about 2024. That's so far away.
What time is it? Is it 2024 o'clock yet?
All I've got penciled in is finishing the cottage and working on the garden.
Two big projects. And then there's some other things that we're working on that we don't really want to talk about right now. I don't want to talk about it. I'm clearly the indoor fire person. Lincoln's the boiler man. I don't think Mimi has any desire to do anything but lounge around and eat and stay warm. I mean, she's really happy. Fluffy has a skin condition. Fluffy's severely allergic to fleas and ticks. And if she goes outside, she's just a mess.
Yeah.
We have to give her medication in order to control the itching, and so she needs to be an indoor cat. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a complicated situation having so many cats in one space, but it is what it is.
It's cool finding unexpected things, that were left here, like the old sink that's in the basement and old paperwork.
History of the building.
And we still need to spend more time on that. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
We found paperwork that in the attic that's older than the chateau because, the same family lived here up until 1975. A couple hundred years of stuff that got put in the attic and forgotten about. It's interesting to find stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fun. That's a real treat. I think the biggest disappointment is that it's just the two of us and we're not able to do everything we want to do. Like there's so much to do outside, and that's why, perhaps once the cottage is done, we'll have a couple of spry volunteers come and help us with a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the forest stuff that needs to be done. That's really our biggest concern right now. Is the park and the forest. We don't want to cut the trees down, obviously, but it needs to be thinned.
Up until 1975, there was a full-time gardener
who lived in the cottage that we're currently renovating.
And after that, the owner prior to us purchased it. It just sort of that stopped.
It's funny how priorities change. Living in the U.S. versus France. The other day we went to the tractor store and we were looking for a part for the tractor that we eventually found because we needed to attach the
trailer.
The trailer, which we've done. But it's just you go into the tractor store and you're like, ooh.
It's like going to the car dealership.
Yeah, it's like going to the Porsche dealership. Like, oh, I want that 911, but ooh, look at that tractor with the mowing deck on it, and the digger.
That's a nice tractor.
That's a nice tractor. So our priorities have changed over the years. Yeah. There's nothing structural, seriously, that needs to be done aside from a few things in the basement that need shoring up, but nothing horrible.
It's not falling down.
No, basically it's just doing the grand salon. We need to install a little powder room down here, the dining room, kitchen, and a master bathroom. What else? Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds really bad.
Like a lot.
But it doesn't feel like a lot, I guess.
Well, it's stuff that we're choosing to do.
Yeah.
You could live here perfectly fine without.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. What's your inspiration for interior design, mister?
You.
No, you have a say. I mean, you'll say, "Oh, I don't like that," or "I like
Well,
that."
yeah,
You definitely have an opinion.
You're definitely the person that comes up with things, and
because when you want everything covered in red velvet and red curtains, I say no. That's a hard no.
I still want the dogs playing poker.
That'll be in your man cave. I don't know. I guess I look at, I go on Pinterest. I just, I kind of know what I like, and
well, you tear pages out of magazines.
I do that. I do that. I love to tear pages out, and even if it's just a color of something, or I don't know. There's no great. It's just what I do. I don't miss cooking professionally that much. I think I'd like to put some videos out about cooking within the garden at some point. But I think I like the filming part of the creativity. I think that's anything creative I like. I used to paint. I'm really good at swearing too. Does that count as being creative? That would be you.
To do what?
To engineer, to look at things. That would be you. He's super smart.
I know my limitations, so
yeah.
And I can say, okay, I've got a clue about that, but I need to talk to someone or figure out some more about that.
But we don't have a person on staff or anything.
No.
It's pretty much 7 days a week. I mean, not full days. It's not like we don't wake up and start working. I mean, we have days where we have huge plans and then nothing gets done because to get to that step, there's like 17 others. It's everybody knows that. You own a house. It's but we do this full time, so
this is what we're here for.
That's what.
Working on the house is
our
job,
jobs,
basically.
Yeah. And it does get, it can get overwhelming. You have days where you just don't want to get out of bed, or, because this time of year especially, it's hard to get motivated.
Yeah.
But now that we've redone our primary bedroom, it's much nicer to wake up to than the black walls and the. that was last year was tough.
It's like we don't go, man, we need to put this place on the market. Get out of here.
No. It's. I think we would be incredibly bored if we had a turnkey house. I think.
Oh yeah. This is what keeps us busy.
This is what we love to do, and I just couldn't imagine. Living in any other place or living any other life. I mean, this is the place for us. It took me a lot longer to adjust than I think it did you. I didn't really truly feel at home here until maybe a good year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, because you get to know, I mean, it might sound weird, but you get to know the land and you get to know the building, every square inch of it. So to me, that I know everything now, and I love it so much. I could never imagine leaving. Yeah, we're definitely looking into other ways. I mean, ultimately, it'd be great to be off-grid.
Oh yeah, we can do that, certainly.
Yeah, it's just, there are so many other things we need to do first before we can even get to that point, but it's on the agenda. It's on our list. Wind turbine.
We don't know if it's going to be solar first or a wind turbine first, but we're going to have both.
Yeah.
And we're likely going to have, we've got running water on the property, so we can do hydroelectric power also.
Yeah.
So, we could be completely off-grid.
Yeah, it would be really amazing since we've had such bad experiences with, storms and that sort of thing. So it makes you think.
Yeah.
But for the environment and just, for us to be self-sufficient, I think it's important. There are always going to be drafts in this house unless
right.
we replace all the windows and put in double glazed windows,
Right,
which is not going to happen.
And put insulation in the walls.
Yeah, we just can't do that.
You
So
can't do that. Yeah.
whatever way we're ultimately going to heat the chateau, whether you're still going, it's never going to be 100% efficient. It's
Right.
just not, because it's an old building.
The underfloor heating will be
Yeah.
a huge improvement.
We've been married a long time.
Yeah. It seems like nothing at all.
Doesn't it, darling? We've been married like over 20 years. It's been a while. We got married quite young. And we're still together, so
Yeah.
I haven't filed the paperwork yet. No, I'm kidding. No, our donkeys are the most boring donkeys in all of Donkeyland. We've gotten them balls, I thought buckets, I've done everything. So no, they don't.
They don't
So if
really-
you see them out there and they don't have toys, they're fine. There's a rainbow behind you. I don't know where he's going, to chase the rainbow. Thanks for all of your support and comments. We get a lot of emails, and apologize if we haven't written back. We're just so busy. It really helps us stay motivated when it can sometimes be difficult to plow through the next big project. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have something to say, leave us a comment.